Hello, this is the team number 3 Exchange Paraty. And this team consists of Agmejía Brandon Israel, Lina Joana Velázquez Medina, Flores Alamilla, Mónica Pamela, and Nawut Canales Osiris. Well, I will be talking about what is. And the exchange parity of currency parity is the relationship between two currencies of different countries. In order for there to be the same purchasing power, the exchange parity establishes the currency relationship between two countries so that is the power is the same. In summary, this how many coins of a currency must be delivered to obtain a unit of the other currency. For example, is the Mexican peso and dollar. You need 20 pesos for $1. And other example is the Mexican peso and the euro. You need 24 pesos for €1. All this is experience when importing to a product of the other country. And for example, I bought the shoes in USA, and in USA that $20, and in Mexico is 400 Mexican pesos, for example. And other experience with this is to travel to other country. For example, I go to Canada and I change my coins for Aboy products in Canada. Now, I ask you, what is the exchange parity? Option A is the change of two coins. Option A is the change of two coins. Option B is the change of two cars. And option C is the relationship in three countries. The answer is letter A.
Hi, my name is Lina Joana Velázquez Medina. I will talk about of the types of exchange parity and and is divided into two types, and the first type is fixed parity. What is the fixed parity is one in which the value of the current remains unchanged over time in the relation to another reference current. It means that the value of the current remains unchanged over time with respect to the value of another current or some other indicator, so as the price of gold. And the second type is floating parity. What is refers to the situation in which the value of the currency with respect to another fluctuates over time. This fluctuation can be motivated by the law of supply and demand or public intervention. The exchange rate may be modified over time to various reasons for the supply and demand of currency. For example, in recent years, the value of the euro against the dollar has fluctuated between 1.20 and 1.60. Okay. In dynamic is one question. The question is, what are the two types of exchange parity? And the answer is three. And letter A is variable parity and fixed parity. Letter B is fixed parity and flowing parity. And the letter C is flowing parity and flow parity. I will give a few seconds. Okay, and the answer is letter B, fixed parity and flowing parity.
Hello, everybody. I am Monica Pamela Flores Alamilla, and today I will tell you about the interest rate. So, what is this? The interest rates are the main tool of economic policy to control, in a certain way, uh, a country's inflation. So, through the management of interest rates, the value of the currency in the country might fluctuate over time. Therefore, the exchange rate will be affected by the decisions made by the different countries. And what does this mean? This means the faced with a rise in interest rates, inflation is contained, so the value of the currency is added first and thus not lost value over time. When is this the opposite? If there is a drop in interest rates, inflation begins to rise, so the value of the currency decreases and weakness. On the other hand, low rates encourage credit approach with the resulting negative impact on a private and public debt. Additionally, it is not very clear that they are fighting deflation, and this is for interest rate. And this is a no, it's like a characteristic like the exchange party, but it's like a little what is the in with the existing globalization in the world. Change in the exchange rate generate important influences on the economy of nations, but in import export structure of the product system inflation (ECC). And this is all of my part. So thank you. And this is a question for you. So take a minute, please. Yeah. So what is the main tool of economic policy to control inflation in the country? So take a minute, think about, and let me know your answer. If you raise your hand, or maybe if you put a message, send a message private for me, maybe. Okay, one more time. What is the main tool of economic policy to control inflation in the country? Answer A, exports. Answer B, imports. Answer C, interest rate. And answer D. So let me know with a message. And at the end of the presentation, I will tell you who is the person who answered right. So the answer is interest rate. So congratulations to the person who know the answer. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, teacher and classmates. My name is Osiris Nawat, and I'm gonna explain you how to calculate the exchange rate parity. Well, you only need to know two things to be able to calculate your want exchange rate parity. You need to know the updated conversion rate and the equation exchange parity. Well, first you need look for the updated conversion rate of the country currency with respect the one that you want to convert. It could be euros, dollars, or other currency that you want, such as soles, yenes, wherever that you want to exchange. Here it's important to be aware of the exchange rate movement, which is the daily rate. It will allow you to know the real value of the country currency and so know how much you need to deliver in exchange for it. There are two ways of calculate the exchange rate parity. The first one is able to calculate how much we will get for our amount. And the second is to know how much of our money we need to deliver to obtain the desired amount that we want. In this equation, Y is the amount of money that we have in a currency. Z is the conversion rate, and X is the amount of money that we will get for the exchange rate. On the one hand, if we want to know how many euros we will have if we change $15, it is enough to apply the first formula. But if we want to know how many dollars we need to deliver to obtain 7 euros, we use the second one. So let's go to see these examples. This equation where x equal euros, y, we use the second one. So let's go to see these examples. This equation where x equal euros, y equal dollars, and z equal conversion rate. How many euros we will have for $15? Well, the first one we are gonna to use the first formula. So bear in mind that the conversion rate is equal 0.12. We are gonna to multiply 15 for 0.12, and the result are gonna to be 1.8 euros. The second one is different. If we want to know how many dollars we need to deliver for obtain 7 euros, we are gonna to use the second one. So we are going to divide 7 by 0.12, bearing in mind that the conversion rate is again 0.12. So the result are going to be $58,333. So now that you want how to calculate the exchange rate parity, It's your turn to calculate some ones. You must remember that Y is the amount of money that you have in a currency, in your one currency, and X is the amount of money that you will to have for the exchange rate. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds or half minute to do these two activities. That you will to have for the exchange rate. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds or half minute to do these two activities. Do you already know the results? Well, the first, the result of the first is $10, and the result of the second is 1.142.7 euros. Well, thank you for your attention. Let's go to the another activities.